Hi, welcome to PH Labs. In this PH Tools number 2, we have the Gyroid Generator. As you can see here, we can convert a torus we have made in Rhino and use that to convert it into a gyroid pattern. So first of all, let me explain about the inputs and about this Python component called Gyroid Generator, which you can also use in Rhino 8 and Rhino 7. This tool gets two inputs, geometry A and geometry B. For geometry A, if it's a single B rep, or as you can see here, the input explains also that you can give closed B rep, closed meshes. And if you want to have two NURB surfaces, here and here, you can use two geometries for geometry A and B, which I'm going to explain later in this video. So assume that I want to work with this torus. I'm going to build this, build the final build to false. This is going to give us a really faster preview of what we are creating, and it's a little bit faster to change the number of counts and other inputs. Other things we have here is the gyroid mesh, some information. If you want to know more about this tool, you can just connect that, and you can see that, and the status is going to show you how it's going to run. The good thing about this tool is that when you put the build to true, it's going to automatically disable the inputs, run here, and you can see the percentage of the running of the tool. And after finishing it, and after finishing this, it's going to show you the final results. Okay, done, 100%. This is the time. You can see this time from display, canvas widget, and profiler, which is going to show you how much time it consumed to get the final results. Because I want to make it fast, especially that we have some thickness here, I can put this to false. And it's going to use a fast technique here. The surface offset's not going to work here because it's for singular NURB surface, which I'm going to explain, but the U count, as you can see here, it's faster when I change it. The V count and the Z count. X, Y, and Z, or U, V, W. Okay, as you can see here, when I change the Z or W, it's going to change it inside the torus. And there are two methods, the uniform cells true and uniform cells to false. The good thing about the false is that it's going to stretch the cells based on the number of cells you are populating inside the shape. But when you put it to uniform, it's going to use same size for all of them. So if I put this to false, you can see that we have somehow some stretched gyroids here. I'll put this to 1. I think that's not bad. And then I just put this thickness also to 0. I don't want any thickness, and then run this solution. Okay, after finishing running the solution, you can see that we have this stretched gyroid inside it. So the 231 is going to stretch it. It's not uniform. And also a good thing here is that when you go to the mesh output, I've connected a mesh naked edges output here, so you can see the edges here as an output. Okay, you can smooth that further if you want to. If you are working in Rhino 8, another thing you can use for thickness is a great tool called triangulation, mesh triangulation, and shrink wrap. So if I give that to the mesh, and let's just give that to the mesh here, and then give it to this mesh input. Okay, you have to define an offset, which is the thickness. As you can see here, when I increase it, it's going to give you the thickness, something like this, which is really great if you want to create meshes like this. And then you can also use the mesh utility smooth mesh if you want to smooth it. And put the strength to 1, 0 to 1. I'm going to put it to maximum. Unfortunately, you can't use this in Rhino 7, but you will be fine with the Gyroid Generator. So here I can smooth the final results with the iterations. And you can see that you can create this smooth output by smoothing that here. If you connect the mesh to the smooth mesh, it's not going to work because we need some thicknesses. But you can also use this thickness here. And for example, if I give this 1.2, again, it's going to run. As you can see here, it's running in the background. I'm waiting to get the 100% output. Okay. Here you can see that we have the gyroid mesh with the thickness of 1.2. If I go to the Rhino viewport, you can see that here. You can see the thickness. And the smoothing will not really work that much. So it's just going to give you a better output like that. But the most important tool for Rhino 8, which I have found, is to use this shrink wrap and then smooth it, okay? In this way, you can put this thickness to 0 and then work with the smooth mesh. So remember that this is for Rhino 8. If you don't have Rhino 8 and you're using Rhino 7, you can still get the gyroid mesh output. And this is, for example, the Rhino 7 component, as you can see here. And for example, if I just put this to true, it's going to automatically run, but we don't have the mesh component to smooth it or give some thickness to it. You can use other techniques if you want to create that. For example, in Rhino 7, if you want to give that thickness or a mesh, put the thickness here. Another thing here is that I can give any closed bref to that. So for example, I have another one here. If I go to the shaded mode, you can see that I have made this shape from this input. So let's just connect that here. And it's going to run the 231 inside this shape. Just turn this off. You can see that it's inside the shape. If I connect the mesh here, you can see like that, the uniform, put it to true. If you want it to be a uniform gyroid cell, and remember that always you can put this to false and change the outputs even faster. Populate the output like this. This is just going to give you a rough output of what's happening there. The most important one is to put the final build to true. As you can see here, we have a preview LOD3, which is like a fast preview. If you put this to 2 or 1 or 0, it's going to smooth this preview and slow it down. So I prefer to put this to 3 and still work with that output. Okay, now that I have finished the Gyroid Generator output, we can have it here. If I go to the rendered mode, you can see it here, and I can also give this offset to the shrink wrap. Another thing that you can control in the shrink wrap is the edge length, which is really important. And this is about the details of the gyroid you can get as an output. So as you can see here, it's really slowing down the process. You have smoothing, you have other things, fill holes. I can put the fill holes to false if I want to. Okay, I'm going to wait and put a toggle and give it to the fill holes to false. This is also going to put the fill holes to false. So remember that, change this one. The edge length is also important. So if I put it to 2.2, this is completely based on your project. So remember that these numbers it's really important. As you can see here, by giving it a better number, I have created a really smooth output, which is really great. If I put the fill holes to true, you can see maybe it's going to fill off these holes. So it's a really good practice of playing this shrink wrap from Rhino 8 with the generator we have here. As you can see here, some of them are closed, so we can put this to true and false. Another thing you can work with here is the smoothing. So for example, if I put this from 0 to maybe 5 and increase that a little bit, that's also going to run, and you can see it's smoothing. So if I put it to 3 or 4, just take a look at here. It's smoothing the output, which is really great. And again, you can increase the iterations of smoothing here. So if I put it to 1, you can see it like that. I think this is faster, so I'm just increasing this number to get better results. But it's going to also slow down the process. So remember that this number is also slowing the output. So I'm just going to bake this, and we have that in Rhino, which is really great. And I can have it here. We can go to a clipping plane. And just cut this so you can see it's completely closed, which is really great for using that in different projects. Okay, because I don't want to make it slow, I'm going to bring this mesh here and disable this part so we can see it as a faster output. This time I'm going to show you how you can create it between two surfaces. So I'm going to put this final build to false. I'm going to give the first surface to geometry A and the second surface to okay, before I give the second geometry for the B, which is going to create between those two surfaces, if I give one surface like this, a cool thing is that it's going to create it around that surface. So here you can give it offset. I can go even negative and bring it down, for example. I think downwards it's better. I can put the W count C to 1 because I just want 1 in the thickness like that. And just define how many. You can just change the surface offset to even a 1 minus 100. This is good for thickness for one surfaces, okay? And now if I say uniform or not, it's not going to work because we are working with UVs. Thickness will give this a thickness, but let's just put this to 0 and run the true for the final build. We can get something like that. And let's enable the shrink wrap and disable this one. Just turn this off. And here you can see that we will have a really interesting output from the singular surface, which is really cool. And now if I give two surfaces to that, it's going to be between two surfaces, and then it's going to smooth it. So this is really a great tool if you want to work with gyroid inside two surfaces, one surfaces, and also smooth it out with the shrink wrap smooth mesh output in Rhino 8. But anyway, even if you don't use that in Rhino 7, I think the gyroid mesh here is even worth that to use in projects. So you can see that we have this mesh here. It's not smooth or doesn't have any thickness, but a good thing here is that I have added a hardcore thickness here. So if I put this, for example, to 1.2, so useful if you want to give it thickness like this, okay? Anyway, we're going to go back to 0 and talk about other inputs. I can give this egg shape, which is a sphere I've scaled to geometry A, and enable it, which is really interesting. It's going to give you interesting shapes inside it, and we will have it here, which is really cool. Maybe we have to increase the offset if we want to. As you can see here, it's a little bit slow here, so we have to be careful about it. This is resolution. Remember, this is really important because if you increase or decrease the resolution, it's going to take a lot of time to calculate it. And then we have the smooth here, and we say holes field if you want to, and this is smooth strength, and this is also iterations. I think that will be fine for the calculation. Here, as you can see here, this time I'm going to build this to false. Okay, I'm going to disable here and enable just the preview. Increase the number of count I have here. UV count. If you want uniform, just put this to true. For closed surfaces, it's really cool because it's going to create uniform cells inside it, and which is really interesting. So now if I put this to true, here you can see that I have this here. I can enable the shrink wrap smooth mesh for Rhino 8 and disable this part if I want to. Tool for Rhino 8 is really great, especially you can see that we can increase the thickness to maybe 10. You can see that it's going to give you something like that, which is really great. And then I can just bake that and have that in Rhino. I can also cut it if I want to with a clipping plane to show you that it's solid. And that will be the output we have. Okay, another thing I want to show you here is a simple mesh. For example, let's just see if it's going to work inside a sphere, but you can give any mesh you want, okay? Just give that to geometry A. I have to build this to false if I want it really fast. Turn this off. If you want it uniform to true or false. Again, if you want to see it with thickness, which is really interesting to create this shape inside Grasshopper with just a simple tool. We have made this code with debugging it several times. So as you can see here, the code is somehow like 2000 something, 3000 codes. We've created somehow a model library to make it faster and not mathematical. So it's creating faster than outputs. Optimize it several times. So you can also just check out this Gyroid Generator in your projects. For those who want to use a free file, we've also added a starter Rhino 8 and Rhino 7, which is inside a box. So as you can see here, if I put this build to false, it's really fast. It's going to give you a fast mesh output. This is the size of XYZ of the box. The number I want in different directions, X, Y, and Z. The thickness, if I want some thickness. And then just put this to true, and you will get that output. So you can also download this if you want to get your hands on the free tool and create that inside a box. That's also useful. And that's for our free members. But Paracourse members and premium members can get this Gyroid Generator inside Rhino 8 and also Rhino 7 to create that as a final results. I think that Rhino 8 is really great, especially for shrink wrap. The shrink wrap tool is really cool. If you have any geometry, you can just give that thickness of resolution. I think it's completely going to replace the Denro, convert, I don't know, curve, mesh, and anything into volume. As you can see here, you can give any geometry and just create it into a great mesh, which I really love about the shrink wrap component. We have a tutorial on the YouTube channel if you want to. I think that's also for the Paracourse members. So the shrink wrap is a really great tool. Even if you don't want to be a premium member, remember to just check this out and use it in your project. It's really great, and I think that you will love it. Okay, thanks for watching, and see you next time in our PH Tools number 3, which I'm not going to spoil it, but I think it's going to be a really cool tool which you will love. We are working on the code. See you next time. Bye.